Hi guys, I hope that you're all safe and that you're all well and that you're having a fabulous weekend, whatever you are getting up to. So I'm just coming on to do this week's Sunday Tarot and Oracle review video for you all. Apologies I haven't done these recently, I've been so naughty. It's because I've been so busy with some other projects and things, but that's all now finished, and then obviously I was ill, so it was like I just needed a little bit of a break from it all. But I'm back now, sort of showcasing another beautiful deck. So the deck that I'm going to show you this week is one that I was gifted by some friends of mine many years ago, and this is really one of my collector decks. It's not one that I would ever use. I've never used this to do readings. I've never used it in any of the purposes or sort of points you could use it for. It's literally for me just been a lovely beautiful gift and collector's deck, but I wanted to show it to you because I know there are some people that absolutely use this and love this deck, so I think it's worth showcasing. And it is the Lord of the Rings tarot deck. So this one's really quirky, this one's really different. I don't think I've ever shown this one to you before. The artwork on this deck is absolutely stunning, I will say. So we'll have a little look at this and sort of see if we can digest it all. I'm not going to read all the stuff on the bottom because there's just too much stuff on there for you. But it's a deck that's produced by Game Station, US Game Stations. So we've seen some of their work before. So what you've got on the side is you've got a book, and then you've got the deck itself, so that's in like its own separate little box. So we'll have a little look at this and see if we can make sense of it all. So it just says here at the bottom you get the full 78 cards, you get a tarot book, and that has been produced by Terry Donaldson, that's who the deck is designed by. And then you've got also a spreadsheet for your cards. So we'll have a little look at this. Now, because I've got to talk about the actual designer and the artist of this deck. He's I'm just going to see if I can make sure I get his name right. So he is based down in Tintagel, and he is. I have actually got this signed. So this was actually sort of signed by the artist here. Don't know if you can see the signature. And it is by a guy called, I can't see if I can find his actual name to make sure I'm pronouncing his spellings right. But it's a guy by Peter, hang on, let me just see if there's anything in here to showcase. Here we go. Peter, right, I'm just making sure I pronounce the surname right. Peter Pracownik, I think that is who it is, or how you say it. Well, it's who it is, but it's how you say it. Pracownik. His work is famous all over the world. Beautiful, stunning artwork, stunning imagery. He has, or had, I don't know if he still has, a shop down in Tintagel. Amazing artist that does all sort of fantasy work, and I apologise if you guys are huge fans of his because I'm completely killing how I'm saying his name here, but a bit disappointing. It's not actually sort of showing his him on the box, like the main box as the main artist or anything. It's not saying anything about the artist, it's just sort of talking heavily about the other guy who sort of produced the deck, which is fine, but it would have been nice. I always think it's really important to celebrate and showcase the artist. So that slips a point straight away because that kind of annoyed me. I had to sort of wait ages to sort of find, you know, where his name was. But I used to be obsessed with Lord of the Rings. I love Harry Potter as well, anything like that. So it's pretty cool. So, and also not only is the, not only is the actual book signed, the actual box is signed as well. You're probably not going to see this too well, but there's just a signature there. So this is why for me this is a collector's edition, because obviously this was gifted by some beautiful friends that know Peter personally. So that's really cool. So as we open up the deck, tuck box, you know I'm not a fan of these, but however this one looks to be reasonably okay. And then what we've got in the back here is the information. So you get like sort of a back card, which is, I think it's quite nice to have these. Okay, I should have just looked for this straight away. This would have been much easier. So there's like 3 sort of different people that are involved in this. So developed by Terry Donaldson, that's the overall creator of this deck. the artwork by Pracownik. I know I'm not saying that right. And also for the game side, because there's also like tarot was traditionally always a game, and they've encompassed a Lord of the Rings tarot game with this as well. So the game side has been created by Mike Fitzgerald. So that's what I should have just looked for and shown you initially, because you would have seen that and that would have been no problem. But these are the cards themselves. You do also get a little bit of a booklet for the meanings. So that's quite cool, because I think that big book is all about the game as well as, other traditional bits and pieces. So we've got all of that. So these are the cards themselves. Now on the back they just say the Lord of the Rings. So obviously you've got the 2 rings hooping, and then it says Lord of the Rings. Not overly keen on the back of the card. Looks a little bit kind of commercial for me, but I know that it's obviously a collector's edition and it's piece. I don't like that too much. There could have been so much other stuff I think they could have done to make that look nicer, but that is what it is. Stock quality, reasonably okay, not the sort of thickest, not the thinnest. Now what we've got, because obviously each of these encompasses the cards in terms of a game perspective as well as a traditional reading aspect, like this one I've just pulled the Tower. So you've got the image, lovely, lovely, then down the side it says the Tower, what it is, but then it's also got literature along the bottom, and that is for more harnessing the game side of it. So this is why it's a deck I wouldn't ever read with personally, but I'm going to show you a few of these just so you can sort of see and get some ideas. But visually these are gorgeous, these are stunning, and like I say, if you are familiar with Peter's work, you'll know he's an amazing fantasy artist, so I can't kind of think of anyone better. There's just, again, a little bit of a quick, for the game side of it, you've got like a little another crib sheet there. I keep coming across crib sheets. You can see I've never worked with these, the fact that it's all as it is. And I make no apologies, no secrets for that. I'm not going to say that, oh yeah, I work with them, because I haven't. I've never worked with these, because I always looked at them and thought they look a little bit too gamey for my liking. But I can really appreciate the beauty of them, and as like I say, a collector's piece, amazing, absolutely amazing. So I mean, like this one, wow, look at the imagery on that, stunning, really powerful, as you can see. I love all the different phases of the moon in that card. Very apt for being the moon, obviously, but that's pretty cool. Love it. So these are lush. There's some really lovely pieces to these. And if you're familiar with tarot already, this isn't really going to be like a problem or anything, because you can just adapt the format and sort of read these in the normal structure and the normal way. If you are new to tarot, this is absolutely not a deck to be trying firsthand, because it's too complicated. If you're new to tarot, I would definitely say no. A great collector's deck. If you love Lord of the Rings, and if you can read tarot already and you love Lord of the Rings, then this is going to be a win-win for you. But if you're new to tarot, it's such a complicated deck, this one, so I would sort of say probably not suitable for the beginner, really, unless you just want to buy it for the sort of visual side. I mean, look at that, that is beautiful. Oh, lush. It's really hard to get the sort of, because these cards are quite detailed, I know the camera isn't picking up quite the quality of the artwork, which is a real shame. The artwork is absolutely a 10 out of 10. It's absolutely stunning, gorgeous stuff in here. So I'm not going to show you all of these, but I want to show you enough just so that you get the idea, and then what we'll do is we'll pick a card for the week ahead. Wow, look at that one. Amazing. I love like all the trees, all the sort of scenery in the background. There's so much, like I say, this camera isn't probably picking up just the beauty of how great this deck is. This deck could almost do with being a little bit bigger. I know that this is traditional tarot size, but it could easily be a little bit bigger and still be fabulous. Okay, I'm going to maybe show you like 1 or 2 more, just so that then you've got an overall idea, because I don't really want to show you all of these, just in case you decide to purchase this for yourself. I want to keep a few back as a surprise. I'm going to show you like maybe 2 more, and then that will do us. Oh, that's a nice one. Brilliant. So, I'm going to end it there. Now, it talked about a sort of tarot game spreadsheet as well, which is this bad boy. So, oops. Again, this is sort of, well, you can use this for a reading. You can use this as a game sort of thing, or you can use it to actually do a spread and to lay the cards out, and then at the bottom it says what each piece is. So that's kind of cool to have as well. Again, I've never used it, but it's there if you did want to. Oops. So that's kind of a nice little touch. I like this little extra touch, that's pretty cool. So what we'll do is we will gather the cards. So we'll pick a card for this Sunday and for the week ahead, and to sort of see what we need to know about, see what they want to give us. I have to say, I know that they're new, but they're gliding really lush in the hand, so that's nice. So asking what we need to know about for this Sunday and for the coming week ahead. Oops. Okay, oh interesting, so we've got the Three of Cups coming in here. So as you can see, really busy card, but down the side it talks about Three of Cups, and then it just says here on the bottom, Frodo is reunited with Bilbo in Rivendell after a long time. So that's kind of cool. So if you were using the game side of it, that's, you know, the piece. We won't look at that so much. But Three of Cups, as a rule, is celebrations. It's light-hearted energy. So obviously when they're talking about the reconnection here, it usually is a sort of fun card, really. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what the message says in this little book first. See if I can find it. Let me just find where the cups are. There's the cups. Okay, so in this little book, it just says... Hold on, I had it in. So, yeah, reunion with old friends, celebration, taking down the barriers. Very simple, very quick message to the point. It does what it says, really. But it is a card of connection. It's usually like a fun sort of party card. Sometimes there can be celebrations, anniversaries. I know that they're saying celebration as in reunion, but it's often a chance for people to get together, have some fun, let their hair down. So maybe some of you are already embarking on Christmas parties and things like this, or just get-togethers. I'm just going to see if I can find it in the big book and see what it says, because there'll be a deeper message in here. Bear with me, I'm going to have to go through all of this to find where the cups lie. Actually, as we look at this book, in the back, you know, there's loads about the game side of things, but in the back I've just noticed that there are some examples of spreads if you wanted to use it more for readings. So that's quite cool. Let's just find the cups. So instead of pentacles, they've called the pentacles are called coins in this deck, which is nice as an alternative. Three of Cups, where are you? Okay, so Three of Cups. So there's a little bit more spiel there. So black and white image, and then a bit more in the book. And it just says on here, Frodo rejoins Bilbo Baggins at his residency in Rivendell. Along the spines of the books on his shelf, we see the word Westmarch, which is the historical account of Middle-earth that so engrossed Bilbo. On the cover of the book, he is holding is an Om sign, hinting at the value of meditation in our lives. Frodo is recounting his adventures to Bilbo, who will record them. And then it just says tarot meaning, reunion with old friends, the celebration of rediscovering someone from the past. So again, interesting sort of bits and pieces there. So it is an interesting kind of one, this one. Again, you probably can't see the imagery, but the imagery makes me smile in this because it just reminds me so much of the books, but also of the film. Again, I can't get that in close without it going a bit crazy. So you probably can't see that too well. But an interesting message. So potentially a reconnection with some old friends you haven't seen for a while, potentially celebrations, get-togethers, things of this nature. Yeah. So in terms of this overall appearance and value as a deck, it's an amazing deck. It's not one, like I say, that I think is a good one to work with for readings myself. It's just too complicated. It's just a little bit too overwhelming. And I think because in the cards you've got like the game aspect, because like up here these sort of different shields and things represent different, I know that obviously it's representing the coins, but it also encompasses when you go into the game side of it. I think they needed to either do this as a tarot deck or as a game, because they're trying to sort of cater for both. I think that doesn't fully work for me. I know I haven't played the game and I've not tried to get my head around it, and maybe that's what I need to do, but for me that's a little bit kind of overwhelming and a little bit complicated, so I don't think that works particularly. However, I do really love the deck for what it is and what it encompasses and its overall appeal and value, so I definitely think it's still one having in the collection. The artwork, like I say, is an absolute 10 out of 10. I'm not overly keen on this. This looks a little bit cheap. I would have preferred a beautiful hardback box. That could have been done, personally. Having said that, it does, I'm just seeing if it sits nicely in here, or do we have problems? It sits reasonably comfortably in there. Then you put your sort of your back piece in, and then you put your book in. So let's see if this book will go in nicely. I'm going to just sit that down and do that. That'll probably be easier. It's going to go in. I think what I need to do is put it all in as one. There we go. So it reasonably goes in. It's not the hardest deck where you've got to faff around for ages. So I think the deck in its entirety, maybe a 7 or an 8 out of 10. But absolutely, for overall collection appeal, a 10 out of 10. You know, and artwork, definitely a 10 out of 10 from Peter. So check it out if you're intrigued and if you like the look of it. It's the Lord of the Rings Tarot. Going to leave it with you. Stay safe, stay well. Have a fantastic week ahead, guys. And I'll catch up with some of you lovelies very soon. Take care for now. Bye.